Guys, welcome into a full breakdown on a potential Metaverse war chest for 2023 regarding cryptocurrency. Of course, I do have to say this is a disclaimer that this is not legitimate advice. I don't know anything. Do not take me seriously. But guys, this is the Meta war chest, and I see more and more people kind of pitching this model, the whole idea that many of these Metaverse coins offer significant more upside than the original altcoins because they're so much more newer and their overall potential all-time highs haven't even come close to being met. So a lot of us are already stretched thin as it is. I can't afford to do this. I can't put together a $20,000 meta-only war chest. But this is just something I would do. There's a few coins that I am looking at that we're going to talk about kind of at the top. And then I've got some wild cards towards the bottom on how I would structure this with hopefully enough, diversification that would really protect us in the event that a few of these coins don't perform the way we expect them to during hopefully the next meta big boom here. And I know this is a very polarizing topic. A lot of people don't like the metaverse. A lot of, mainstream type, the opinion, not very positive. They're making fun of Mark Zuckerberg, things like that. But guys, this is what happens during bear markets. Everyone says everything's going to die. It's just healthy. It's totally normal for a market to experience that. You need people that aren't believers that say all this crap is going to die because not everyone can make money off of this stuff. You've really got, this is when people say stuff is going to die, that's when you invest. Like right now is when you invest, not 5 months ago when all this stuff was trading for 5 times what it is right now. Of course, I do think we're in for a very rough stretch in the winter. That's just my current outlook on it based on everything that's going on. But it is still a good time to invest based on how much stuff is down. So getting started with it, it is the Sandbox. That's my top Metaverse coin overall. When it comes to having a $20,000 war chest, I would put 25% of that into buying just over 10,000 sand. You take a look at its, price graph right there, an all-time high sitting around $8. This coin is, most of these Metaverse coins have really only scratched the surface when you look at them. I believe right now when I checked, it was 53rd in market cap. And guys, the thing is with it being 53rd, I think it offers significant potential for growth. During a metaverse boom in the market, in, technology, could we see the Sandbox vault inside of the top 15, top 20 in terms of market cap? Absolutely. Now, that's just my opinion, but right now at 53, I think that gives it some significant upside along with an all-time high of $8. Really, again, just scratching the surface. This coin coming out, I believe late 2020, it looks like from the price graph. So overall, I am interested in terms of my own possible portfolio, making the Sandbox my Metaverse coin. Really what you want to do is you want kind of a trendy altcoin, Cardano, Polygon, something like that. You want an NFT coin. I would probably say ApeCoin. You want to get a meta coin, whether that's the Sandbox, some of these other ones we're going to talk about, whatever you want. You want the diversification. And really what we've seen is several of these, metaverse type coins really booming at different points than Bitcoin and alt season. It's kind of a different period. You can see the boom in terms of the Sandbox happened later on in the year. We had the alt season in around May of 2021. That was Doge. That was everything. Bitcoin had its double top, and then you saw the big boom in the Sandbox. Next, it's going to be one that's worth a little bit more, Axie Infinity, and this is one that's gone down significantly. It had an all-time high at one point, right around $150. It's trending just around under $7. This is one that could certainly go lower. And we know how important it is to try and catch it at the bottom, because if this is $2 or $3 and you're buying it at $7, per coin, you wait, you let it go down more, you could get double. But this is kind of my bigger type, safer metaverse coin to where I think, again, many of these are just scratching the surface, and this is one of the more mainstream ones. When you're talking about the first 3 or 4, when you're building a war chest, you want the mainstream. You don't want to go out of the way. You don't want to pick the sleeper coins that may or may not boom. You want to go with the heavy hitters, especially if you believe in the metaverse. And listen, I'm not big into the metaverse. I don't really do the virtual reality. I do agree it is anti-human. I don't think it's not as bad as Neuralink. And I like Elon Musk, but Neuralink is just another level where it's so anti-human. There's no privacy. The metaverse is a little bit different. It's kind of like an extended version of video games. Again, I'm not a fan of it, but when it comes to investing, I understand. We see what happens with the NFTs. I don't like NFTs, but I'll buy ApeCoin because I know how much money is involved in it. So that's kind of my overall opinion on this. Thea Network, this is one I've already talked about, trading right now around 77 cents. Overall, it's up 300%, but of course, it had an all-time low of just 18 cents. This is another one that could certainly go significantly lower if we really enter a significant bear market during the winter and we have a really bad dark winter. But overall, I mean, you look at the coin, this is when you want to be buying it. Even if it goes lower, it's down so much. Now is the time to invest into these things. I'd throw 2K into it if I was building a meta war chest and I'm getting roughly, 2,600 of the coin, an all-time high sitting just over $12. And you would think, again, this is the whole idea of investing into these metaverse coins. Their overall potential hasn't even been scraped. You throw money into Cardano ADA. We've seen 2 alt seasons involving Cardano. We saw it go to, $1.80, $2, and then $3. Is it really, I'm expecting ADA to have another all-time high, but is it really worth doing the whole charade of throwing $2,000, $3,000 into it when we could invest into something that offers a significant higher return? Of course, ADA is much safer. None of them are safe, but in terms of when you compare them, ADA is much safer, but these type of coins have a much greater potential to make you significantly more money. If you throw $3,000 into ADA, sure, I think you can make 60 or 70K. The question for people out there is that enough for you? Of course, when it comes to portfolios and things, you want to diversify to the point where maybe you both go into ADA so you make sure if we get an alt season, we know ADA is going to perform well, but we also go into a few of these metas so we get real return if we get a metaverse type boom. And then guys, could you imagine something like ApeCoin operating in its price action during the NFT boom of 2021 when ApeCoin wasn't around? I mean, I think that thing's going at least to at least over $100. That's a very conservative prediction, but I'll also have an NFT war chest of around $20,000. I think the ideal situation is if you had around 100K and you could really consolidate it and split it. 20K goes to Meta, 20K goes to NFT, 20K goes to trendy alts, 20K goes to Ethereum, and you really split it up that way. But we're so poor, we don't have anywhere close to that money, so we really have to take risks that we don't want to take. But we have to, and we know it's not smart. The next one, it is Decentraland. So really, this is 1A, 1B with the sandbox in terms of the virtual reality type world. It's currently sitting at 31 cents. It's got an all-time high just over $5. You can compare it. It's very comparable to the sandbox. 59th in market cap. The sandbox is 53rd. I've done research on both of these. I like the sandbox better. Really, it just comes down to user base and overall reviews. I've heard the sandbox is significantly better in terms of its technology and its feel. But again, maybe I'm just talking to people who are obsessed with it. We really don't know. If you're going to do an actual metaverse war chest, you need to own both of them. You can't just go in on one because what if the other booms? It's all speculation. Even if we think, oh, the sandbox is so much better, it could get crushed. We don't know. I mean, this is all speculation. These go up, they go down. It's all hype. They get extremely overvalued based on hype. So if you're going to do a meta war chest, don't burn yourself and only go in on one of these type of coins. Get in on both of them. And these are kind of the big four that I think if we saw a metaverse boom, these four will perform extremely well during it, certainly. And I think there even could be kind of a difference between, like we've seen late 2021, the Metaverse, the NFTs, things like that. We could see different seasons where you get the Bitcoin bull run, that kicks everything off. Then you get the alt season, then you get the Metaverse coins. Something like that, I think we could see, but those would be my top four. And then these are just four coins I'm probably not investing into unless I somehow had unless you've got like 6 or 7 figures to throw into it. Mask Network. So the reason I was interested in this one, it's got a very low supply for its current price, and it also is really down. Now you could see that as a negative, sitting at 129th, but if we do see a meta boom based on its low supply and right now its price significantly down, again, that's a positive or a negative. If you believe in it, it's a massive positive. Of course, that could also give you some trepidation. The coin's dying, it's dead, it's all the way down there. But this is probably the best time to invest into it based on its price history. It does have an all-time high, almost, I believe, up to $25, maybe $26, if I'm reading that correctly. The next one is Ultra. So $2,000. Looking at this one, it's got an all-time high. You can see its overall, it was around in 2019. Isn't that amazing? You can see its overall price action during the Metaverse boom, basically late summer there into December of 2021, booming all the way up to almost $2.50. These are just coins I would say take a look at. Reef as well. This would kind of be the less than 1 cent coin. These are always so lethal when it comes to you throw a few $1,000s into this, and if it does something crazy, you're going to make so much money because of the multiplier of the coin being worth less than a cent. It's worth 0.2 of a cent, and that's the whole thing with the meme coins. If you catch one of them correctly, you're looking at so much more money than even something like Bitcoin going from 17K to 100K or 200K. Just because you're buying it at such a multiplier, you're getting... I mean, people have like a billion Shiba. You imagine a jump, how much money you're going to be making because of you owning literally a billion of the coin. And when the coin is worth so much less, I'm not saying you could get a billion of this, but in general, when the coin is worth significantly less, if I'm building a war chest of anything, I will always want to own a high upside, whether that's a meme coin, whether that's something like this, which is just the Metaverse coin. I will always want to own something that's worth significantly less than a cent with the potential, now it is risky, but with the potential for it to utterly boom. And by utterly boom, I'm not saying go to $1. I'm quite literally saying go to 25 cents and you're rich, right? Because that's really all you would need. Obviously, this is a coin where it's got an all-time high of 5 cents. It comes into the market late and experience. Well, you know what? I don't really like that. So it comes in and it hits its all-time high right away, and then during the meta boom, it fails to move back up to its all-time highs. Not sure I really like that price action. And then my neighbor Alice, this is a coin that has to be respected, certainly. It's got a massive community. Take a look at it right there. What is it? Certainly, it's a great time to invest into it. I'm guessing that's as low as it's ever been. Very little price action recently. Pretty standard stuff when it comes to what's been going on in crypto. And it did experience that big boom back in 2021 of around, $25, $26, somewhere around there. So currently trading for $1. So that would be a total, I believe, of 8 Metaverse coins to look at. Certainly there's other ones. There's other kind of mainstream ones that I didn't even talk about. But just like analyzing it and looking at it and putting something like this together, I would say the first 4 are the ones I'm really interested in, especially the sandbox when it comes to an actual portfolio and things like that. But again, we're stretched so thin at this point. There's really not a lot we can do unless you really wanted to go full into the Metaverse. All your coins are meta, and you're saying, listen, when you look at all the other altcoins, we've seen a lot more price history. These things are new. They're all basically a year and a half, maybe 2 years old. They've only really experienced one boom. They offer more upside to me than some of the altcoins. Now, really, I don't agree with that personally, but I can understand it, and that's why I am going to probably be buying one of these when I create my own, massive portfolio at some point during the spring or summer, depending on what happens with the price action within cryptocurrency. The hope is for me, it at least continues to go down significantly. I'd like it to get crushed as low as possible, and we can really, take advantage of it and buy a significant amount, of course. And then I see so many people that say all this stuff is going to die and things like that. You need that. It is healthy for people to question. It is healthy for people to say, there's things dedicated saying Bitcoin's going to die, things like that. We need those people. Those are useful dummies. Those are people that are really, they're like the Washington Generals against the Harlem Globetrotters. If you think Bitcoin's going to die, you're going to lose. I'm sorry, it's too big. Bitcoin is too big to fail. Cryptocurrency in general is too big to fail. So you can keep saying something's going to die. It's the bear market. It's terrible. And then when it goes back over six figures, I don't know what to tell you. This is something that's inevitable. It's not a question of, will Bitcoin ever get to $100,000? It's just how soon is it going to come? Is it going to happen in 2024, 2025? Something like that, because that's kind of my speculation based on where it is right now. But this would be a full Metaverse war chest, 8 coins total. And again, guys, there's so much crap out there. Really, for me, it would really just be the Sandbox or maybe one of the other big 4 that I talked about. Again, there's a lot more mainstream ones as well. There's so many different cryptocurrencies at this point, whether it's Metaverse, NFTs, just regular altcoins, stable coins, things like that, privacy tokens. Either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link to that's always in the description.